Alright, we're back. We've done the strategy phase. No one had enough wounds to gain a wound card, so we'll get going. The Knight Squad has the initiative, so let's go ahead and start. Starting with Knight Vigilante. His first action is going to be to talk on his radio. Each of his allies present on the board get plus 2 mental value, which is good. He also has a little bit of an extra movement and a little bit of extra defense. And his next move is going to keep walloping on Supernova, I believe. So he's going to attack her. It's 3 dice. She has a defense of 4 right now. 1, 2. 2's not going to do it. He hits one more attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she's going to take a damage. Boop. That's it for him. Ending an activation in a zone with a robot. So that arachnoid gets to make a free attack on Knight Vigilante. 1, 2, 3. His defense is 6, so that's not going to happen. Alright, that's it for Knight Vigilante. Liberty Patrol. Supernova is going. Supernova is using Aura of the Sun. Characters targeting you can't use their attack bonus. Of course, Knight Vigilante doesn't have one, which just happened to be that way because he only had 2 cards left. She doesn't have any bonuses or anything like that, but she is going to try to shut down that missile. So she's 4 dice down from 7, so she rolls 3 dice and she needs a 3 or less. That is a 3. So we take all these 1s away, and we'll put a green door on that missile. So we're tied. Now she has 2 more actions, so she's going to start working on that missile again. She needs to roll 7 dice and get a 3 or less. That's 6 dice, but she's got only 2. Hey, she did it! She did it again! I'm going to steal this door here. It's pretty much gone. There she goes. Now if she can do that again, they can win the game. No. So she got a 5, 6. But that will put a -1 on there for next round. Alright. And who's first? Who's next over here? Armor is next, and I wonder what he's going to do. He's got his AI helping him. Subtract 2 from the results of all value checks. And he's got a +2 intelligence. He wants to throw down these missiles. So he's going to roll 7 minus 3, so 4 dice. And he gets a 4, but -2, or +2 to the mental value, and -2 to all value checks. So that's going to do it, I think. -2 to the value check is 2, +2 to his value gives him a 7. So that is going to fix that missile. And there it is. So if one of the 2 teams make a majority of successful mental rolls on an orange space of the tile to defuse the missiles. End of game. So the game is over. We've got a tie on the board. And that means that no one wins the article. So that kind of sucks. But the Liberty Patrol did knock out Dr. Scaroff, so there is that. So I'm going to cut, and I'm going to come back and we'll talk about how we score this thing. So the scoring in this game is kind of funny. Basically, you take the things that you've done based on your finishing of the objectives, and you build a newspaper out of it, complete with ads like Moon Hotel and Speedo Burger. In the original game, if the heroes won, you would put down the blue card. If the villains won, you'd put down the red card. In episode 2, whichever team won would put down their card, and you actually have 2 newspapers. One for either team that you build based on what they did. So you have the main one here, and that one's worth 4 points. Whoever has the smallest one, I put this one in because they knocked out Scaroff on the Liberty Patrol team. But if they hadn't, there would be then a version for the other team, and if Scaroff had survived somehow, there would have been you would have put this one down. Scaroff still on the run. And then I didn't use them for this playthrough because it would have been a little bit too much for me, but you'll see on the back of their character cards they have special missions. These are kind of like achievements, and at the beginning of the game you roll to see which of these you have to do, and if you manage to do it, then you get a positive article about you in the paper. If you don't do it, you get the negative one. So this minor objective here is worth 2 points, and each of these small ones is worth 1 point. So at the end of the game, if you achieved character missions, you get extra points and all that. But you and the opponent build this newspaper and add up your points: 4 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, like that. And then whoever has the most points won. It's similar in episode 1, but they didn't give point values for these things. You just kind of go like, I guess I won because I have the big one and 2 small ones, and you have the medium one and 3 small ones. Who knows what happened? But in this case, I just kind of picked MVPs for the 2 teams, and then a couple of people who maybe didn't do as well as I'd hoped. But that's just an idea. Basically, as with what you do, you're going to build the paper that describes the events of that mission, which is really cool. As far as review goes, I didn't expect to like this version of the game as much as I did, just playing it by myself. We enjoyed the one versus all version just fine. But this one is a lot of fun, and it's kind of fun going like, oh no, he's going to do that. What's he going to do? He's going to get in that space. I got to go in there and do my supernova move. Oh no, he got in the space, now I can't do that. There's Scaroff, and I can really bash him. Oh, I didn't do enough damage. Do I want to attack him again and get him closer to death? Or do I and risk the enemies taking him out for me and getting a point? That's all really cool, and there's something to that wasn't in the original game. The original game was just sort of Scaroff has a base. He moves around in a room controlling the different trap rooms, setting them off. Each tile has a different set of rules about it. So if you activate this tile, it'll shoot the laser turrets. If you activate this other tile, something else happens. If you activate this space, you spawn all the robots of your choice. And the player playing Scaroff has event cards and things, and lieutenants that you can play. And they have the different expansion packs. So Night Squad introduces the Night Squad. And obviously I didn't use Quick Shot, but she's in there. She's pretty awesome. And I really enjoy their powers. Night Vigilante feels a lot like Batman. The Iron Man character armor, you know, he's got all this, the AI that makes him smarter and all that stuff. And Lieutenant Bigfoot is a bruiser. Just insanely strong. And then their weaknesses are really cool. And then over here, I haven't played with them yet, but the Terror Trio, these are lieutenants, and they, you know, this guy back here, I don't remember their names off the top. I think his name is Snapper Turtle or something like that. I don't even know. Maybe it's back here. Iron Turtle, yeah. And then we have Nuke and Voltage, and they can be lieutenants for the villain if you're playing it. They have their own scenarios in which some of them are villains. Like I think there's one where Nuke is the villain while Voltage is charging up, which is really cool. And then the True King of Atlantis, in which you get to play as Aquarion with his own little aquarium, or Atlantean dudes. Came with some tiles that have submarines and stuff on them. But he replaces Scaroff, and you have a whole new boss, which is cool. And each one of these came with scenarios, a series of like 5 or 6 scenarios, which is insane, that come together and form a campaign. So if you're playing the King of Atlantis, I flipped through it, and you have a bit where you start off playing as Scar-Off with the King of Atlantis coming in, and there's a mission where Aquarion has kidnapped Scar-Off and you have to save Scar-Off, and then he tries to, Scar-Off kind of follows you out as you rescue him, stuff like that. And of course the human player is being Atlanteon, or Aquarion, or whatever his name is, I'm forgetting how, Aquarion, and trying to stop you. Very cool. They all come with new missions and new scenarios, and you can see here Allison Anderson giving back to her presidents. Yes, we can get back to work. So Allison Anderson is part of a scenario in which you can see their objective AO2. So if the Scar-Off player sets up objective AO2 as his chosen objective room, now you're playing this mission. And she's the president's daughter, and you have to save her before she mutates into a rampaging monster. And you can kind of see with these, he'll be back with new evil plots, and true protectors, the Liberty Patrol saved us again, or President's daughter saved, Night Squad now more famous than Liberty Patrol, Liberty Patrol member severely injured, is President's daughter a killer? Aquarion, a new underwater king, an enormous new threat to the free world, or usurper routed, our heroes rule, Aqualand is now a free kingdom. You know, just cool stuff. Atlantean rebels use deadly new weapons, or weapon trafficking reduced to ashes, guns don't match superpowers. So it just, you get an idea of the story of each of these, and you put together the story, the newspaper that tells you what happened. Winter is coming, gigantic goddess unleashed on 7th Ave. It's just really neat. And then on top of that, you have other versions of the heroes. Now there's Adam Spell, he's the other Liberty Patrol member, but you have rookie and veteran versions of each hero, and the artwork will show like a Golden Age looking version of Lieutenant Bigfoot, and then like the powered up version would be the veteran. And so if you want to make the game harder, you can play as the rookie versions, or you make it easier by playing the veterans, or if when you start the campaign, you start out as rookies and slowly level up to veterans. They have different stats, and you substitute out a couple of power cards. It's just really neat. We've got all these, so if I can't find some of the other hero miniatures. Yeah, here's Adam Spell, the Doctor Strange looking guy. Here's Nuke. Voltage. This is Ultra Woman, who is going to be featured in the new episode. Here's Quick Shot. Very cool. I forget what this guy's name is, Antean, I think. He's one of the player-created ones from the Kickstarter. Here we have Misty Green. She's kind of like a plant nature person, and she's got a little cat on her shoulder, and the cat has a representation in the game as well. And then we have this guy whose name escapes me, but he's a kangaroo man, which, how awesome is that? There's just a lot to this game, and considering the checkered past of it, it's awesome to see that it turned out well. And I wish, like, you can see some flaws, like Supernova's kind of leaning over a little bit. You can fix that with boiling water, but it's a problem that a lot of these minis have. You can see the warping on the base for Lieutenant Bigfoot. I know I've got some other minis around here somewhere, the bigger guys. Oh yeah. Here's some of the other lieutenants. See if I can get them out of the bag one-handed. Yeah. There we go. So here is Iron Turtle. Pretty cool. Here's Allison, the mutated version. Here's the non-mutated version of Allison, President's daughter. And then the original game comes with 3 ninja sisters, the Kunoichi. And each one, strangely, each one of them has a different color hair, and that's how you differentiate them on the board. is kind of cool. Each one has different powers. And as the Overlord player, I'd call him the Scar-Off or Atlantean player, you get to choose which lieutenants you get. So you can pick at least one, but no more than one per base. And then here we have some Atlantean dudes. We have the... now these ones had severe bending problems, and they have problems keeping their clothes on too. But these are the Atlantean version of gynoids. I forget what they're called off the top of my head. Then we have the Atlantean warriors, these guys who look like they just found out that they just got their car insurance canceled or something. I don't know, imagine that I said something really bad and shocking. And then we have Aquarion himself. A little less impressive than Scar-Off, but still no less awesome. I mean, look at that mini. He doesn't like to stand up, though. That's the problem with him. Yeah, he's leaning a little bit forward. So there's the two evil villain bros right there. Yeah, and I'm excited to get the new miniatures that are coming with the new game, but I'm really excited to get all the new scenarios, all the new menaces. Something that's really cool about the original one is it came with a scenario book. Came with this, and it has a little campaign in it that you can play through there. And as you play, you start out as rookies, and you play through these missions that tell the story of fighting Dr. Scar-Off. And then you have this kind of cool Sergeant Freedom. But you can also make your own missions by just choosing objective tiles. The objective tile that you choose lays out the core mission that you're going to do, and then you can make choices that set up a secondary mission, and you lay out the trap rooms that you want, and that all kind of makes the scenario. You can have mutated Allison as a secondary mission with stopping the missiles as a core mission, or there's a lot of ways you can kind of mix it up. I mean, I'm sad that this game didn't get more press, but I can see why with the really obnoxious first Kickstarter fulfillment. Now I'm getting the second Kickstarter for free because I'm a backer of the first one, but I've put in some money for the conversion kits that will allow me to use the old stuff in the new game. It's said that the new minis, the new villains and stuff like that will already work in the old game, I believe. But I bought the conversion kits so that they'll all work. And all the old stuff from episode 1 through all the 3 expansions are all available on the Kickstarter right now. I believe it's still available. But if it's not, it's worth looking out for in retail, because the original copy could probably be found pretty cheaply nowadays because it wasn't super popular. I've seen it in clearance several times on Miniature Market. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed just fooling around with this scenario. It was a little bit much, moving all the robots and trying to remember all the individuals' powers and stuff like that, but I had fun even when I forgot about them. And with multiple players, it'll be easier. Now, I could have also played with the team-up variant, where instead of playing all 6 characters, I would have picked one character per side as a normal hero, and then the other 2 on each side would be the team-up, which would give me 3 of their random power cards instead of all 8 of them. And when they get wounded, when they would take a wound, they just get knocked out. But I decided to go whole hog on it just to see what it was like. And I think if I was playing one character or 2 characters, or one character in a team-up or 2, I could see it being a lot of fun. Each character feels different. So Sergeant Freedom has a lot of leadership abilities. Lieutenant Bigfoot has some leadership abilities that are really powerful, but also some real hardcore, like, fist-beating powers. Armor and Golden Boy feel very different. Golden Boy's a lot more smashy, whereas Armor has got flight and some smart abilities. Night Vigilante's really cool, just like, he's got some automatic succeed on mental check roll powers, but he's also got jujitsu and nitarangs. yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to playing some of these other characters. Anyway, I think that's enough of me blabbing. Keep an eye on this space for more videos. If you have any questions or want to see any more of Guardians Chronicles, I'm happy to put something together when I have a chance. But aside from that, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, etc. All the things I'm supposed to say on YouTube. And hopefully we'll see you again soon.